I have always been a dog lover, but as a kid, I wasn't allowed to get a dog. So when I turned 18, I went out and I bought a dog from Petland. I've since educated myself on puppy mills and how horrible the dogs are treated there, and I'll never buy another dog from a pet store again. I got my dog Rosie from Petland when she was about 4 months old. She was wild and full of energy, but she had some other problems. She was terrified of doorways, she was scared of men, she was very shy around strangers, and she was really scared of cars, too. And I know now that this is greatly due to her coming from a puppy mill. It wasn't until after getting her that I learned what puppy mills were. I was trying to find what breeder she came from, and I couldn't find out, just that Petland gets their puppies from puppy mills. And today, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of ethical dog breeding. During my research, I interviewed Clark's Loyal Labradors of Antwerp, Ohio. I found that they are a good example of an ethical dog breeder, and I will refer to our interview as I tell you more about ethical dog breeding. First, I'll talk to you about what makes a breeder ethical, and then why breeding dogs ethically is important, and lastly, how to find an ethical breeder. First, I'll give you some qualities of an ethical breeder. An ethical breeder will do health checks on their dog. For example, Clark's Loyal Labradors does a full DNA panel on all of their dogs before breeding. It is important to be sure the health of the prospective breeding pair before breeding to ensure the best results from the litter. Another quality of an ethical breeder is how they care for their breeding pairs. The dogs should have regular interactions with humans and other dogs to maintain a good temperament. Clark's Loyal Labradors breeds after 3 heat cycles when the female is about 2 to 3 years old, and they breed on each heat cycle until they're around 6 years old. It's also important to make sure that the mother dog handles the pregnancy and birth well and is also a good parent. And caring for their puppies is also an important aspect of an ethical breeder. Puppies should be raised around the family and exposed to many new people, animals, sounds, and textures as they grow. Clark's Loyal Labradors allows the mother to give birth in a whelping box that's inside of the house, and she's supervised the entire time. And once the puppies are born, they start socializing them by using early scent introduction and a CD with many different sounds. They have plenty of toys that are different textures for the puppies to explore. In addition, they also have many dogs in their home for the puppies to be around, and they have family members that come over to interact with the puppies. When it comes to finding a home for puppies, ethical breeders share a few qualities. There will usually be a purchasing contract stating if and when to sterilize the puppy, what kind of health guarantee they have, and their return policy. Clark's Loyal Labradors require sterilization, but not until the 12 months of age, or the warranty becomes invalid. They provide a lifetime guarantee and will take any unwanted dog back for the entire dog's life. Next, I'll be telling you why it's important to breed dogs ethically. When dogs are not health tested before being bred, the chances of them having a preventable disease increases. If a breeder does genetic testing before breeding, they can help prevent transfer of recessive traits that could cause problems for the puppies. According to the RSPCA, purebred dogs have higher rates of this happening, and that's because purebred dogs are often inbred. This causes problems because if the breeder has not done genetic testing and chooses to allow those dogs to breed in the same bloodline, they can pass on those undesirable traits. According to the VetInfo website, inbreeding can also cause problems with brain function and behavior. Many dogs who are bred too close together have problems with self-control and can become vicious. Overpopulation is another problem we see. An ethical breeder would ensure that all of their puppies had a prospective home before breeding their dogs. According to the animal sheltering website, there are about 3.3 million dogs entering shelters annually, 1.6 million are being adopted, and 670,000 are being euthanized every year. Next, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can find an ethical breeder. A good starting point would be to check out your local animal shelter, just to see if there's anybody that you might fall in love with. But if that doesn't work for you, then you might take a look at the AKC website. On their website, they have a section where it helps you find your perfect breed, and then it'll help you find a good breeder as well. Once you find your prospective breeder, you'll want to make sure that they are treating their animals ethically. They should be doing health testing, treating their animals like family, and giving their puppies the best start to life possible. Now that you know how to find an ethical breeder, let's review one more time. Today I talked about what makes a breeder ethical, and then why breeding dogs ethically is important, and lastly, how to find an ethical breeder. Thank you for letting me give my speech, and I hope you learned something here today.